You grow up chasing the dream. Mini sticks in the hallway, slap shots off the garage door, frozen pond in the backyard that turns your toes black before your mom drags you inside. You've got posters of Crosby, Ovechkin, McDavid, not decorations, shrines. These aren't just players, they're gods. You don't just watch them, you study them, copy their sellies, copy their moves. You play in every tournament your parents can afford, and a few they can't. You eat in gas stations, sleep in cheap hotels, and ride shoddy in vans that smell like unwashed gear and old Subway wrappers. AAA, juniors, college, whatever the path is, you take it. You're on the ice before school, and again after dinner. You're the kid doing squats while everyone else is at prom, skipping parties, missing birthdays, canceling Christmas. You sacrifice everything, not because you have to, because you want to, because the dream is worth it, because one day you'll make it. And then, finally, it happens. You get the call. You're drafted, or signed, or you crush camp and someone goes down with a groin injury. Doesn't matter, you're in. Mom cries, dad fist pumps like it's game 7. Your phone buzzes nonstop. Everyone you ever met suddenly remembers they knew you went. You stare at the screen like it's Willy Wonka's golden ticket. You did it. The show, the dream. Except it's not. It's not the top of the mountain. It's the mouth of the meat grinder. A system that eats rookies, spits out excuses, and forgets your name before your gears dry. The dream didn't come true. You just made it far enough to see how fast it dies. Welcome to the NHL. You made it, just in time to watch the league try to break you. You show up to camp thinking you're a pro. Wrong. You're a warm body with a number taped to your helmet. A name no one knows. A future no one's betting on. Your stall's not a stall. It's a folding chair next to the Gatorade cooler, wedged between a laundry bin and a guy icing his groin. Your gear's late, your jersey doesn't fit, and it smells like it hasn't been washed since the last guy got waived. The vets don't say hi. They don't care where you played, how many points you put up, or what round you were drafted in. They size you up like a threat. A threat to their minutes, their contract, their next season. They ask you casual questions like, what's your salary again? That's not small talk, that's scouting. The coaches, they don't coach you, they test you. They bark your name when you screw up and forget it 5 minutes later. You're not getting developed, you're getting filtered. Every drill is a landmine. Every scrimmage is a referendum on your existence. You make a slick play? Cool, do it again. You lose a puck in a drill? Pack your shit. One turnover, one blown coverage, one missed assignment, and you're on the next bus to the middle of nowhere, sitting beside a 30-year-old journeyman who tells you how close he was to making it back in 2008. This isn't development, it's survival. They're not trying to make you better, they're trying to break you. Mentally, physically, quietly. And if you don't break, don't worry, they'll try harder tomorrow. You thought being a rookie meant you'd be treated like one of the guys. Wrong. You're not carrying sticks or filling water bottles. This isn't junior, but you're still at the bottom. Not because they're trying to humiliate you, because they're watching how you carry yourself. You don't have assigned duties, you just know where you stand. You get the worst seat on the plane, the hotel roommate with the snoring problem. You're the last one to take your gear off, the first one back on the ice. You don't speak first, you don't touch the aux cord, you don't say much in team meetings unless someone asks. They're not bullying you, they're testing you, seeing if you get it. Because it's not about servitude, it's about respect, and whether you earn it the right way. You're not being hazed, you're being sized up. Survive the social hierarchy? Cool. Now try surviving your own brain once the puck drops. Every shift is a test. Every pass, every shot, every stride, analyzed frame by coaches with iPads, execs with calculators, and 40-year-old dudes on Twitter who think Corsi is a personality trait. You're not trying to win the game. You're trying not to get benched. You're trying not to be the guy in the post-game presser they don't name. Because being ignored is worse than being roasted. One bad read and you're scratched. One blown assignment and you're on the first flight back to the AHL, where the rink has plywood boards and the locker room doubles as a janitor's closet. Meanwhile, the vet beside you can coast through a shift like he's out for groceries and still logs 18 minutes a night. You take one bad route on a back check and you're off the power play for a month. You sneeze in the wrong direction and they're calling up a kid from the ECHL just to take a look. There's no runway, no patience, no rookie mistakes. There's just pressure. Constant, unrelenting, paralyzing. Every touch of the puck feels like it comes with a price tag. Every time you step over the boards, it's not go make a play. It's don't screw this up. You're playing hockey like it's bomb defusal. And just when you think it can get worse, the media shows up. You say too little, you're boring. You say too much, you're cocky. You look tired during a postgame? He's not ready for the NHL grind. You answer a question honestly. You've got mental fragility. You answer with cliches? He's got no fire. You're not allowed to be human. You're expected to be a soundbite factory with perfect answers, perfect posture, and zero personality unless it's brand safe. And behind every mic is a waiting headline. Has the rookie hit a wall? Confidence issue or just exposed? Bust potential? They don't care about your story. They care if you make clicks. And the easiest way to go viral? Failing publicly. You're not just playing the game anymore. You're surviving it, shift by shift, mistake by mistake. Wondering when the next one will finally be the one that ends you. Still hanging on? Good. Now let's talk about what happens when the NHL finally shows its real face. The league doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about cap space. You're not a rising star. You're a cap-friendly contract with legs, a cheap option that fits nicely between the veteran's bonus structure and the owner's budget spreadsheet. One week, you're skating on the top line with a crowd chanting your name. The next, you're back in the minors. Not because you screwed up, but because the backup goalie's groin stopped barking and they needed the roster spot. They don't tell you what you did wrong. They tell you it's just a numbers game. Translation? You're disposable. A pawn in a game that only protects its kings. You're not part of a plan, you're a placeholder. A trade chip, a depth piece. A name that scrolls across the bottom of SportsCenter and disappears before the commercial break. The team that drafted you, they'll flip you for a 5th-round pick and a future consideration that never comes. The coach who believed in you, fired after a 6-game losing streak. The fans who screamed your name after that sick rookie goal, now calling you washed on Reddit because you haven't scored in 7 games, and your plus-minus looks like a math error. You think you're building a career? No, you're filling time until the next shiny new prospect arrives. You're a bridge, a temp, a short-term solution to a long-term problem you don't even get to understand. And if you do get moved, you don't find out from your GM. You find out on Twitter. Your buddy sends you a screenshot of an insider leak before the team even texts you. You show up to the rink one day and your nameplate is gone. Your bag's packed. Your stall taken. You're now the guy we used to have. You realize this isn't a team, it's a business. One run by men in suits who know your stat line better than your middle name and value you based on how cheaply you can be replaced. The NHL dream? It's not a dream, it's a brand. And you're just here to hold the tag until someone better comes along. In business is cold. After all that, why keep going? Simple, because sometimes it's worth it. That first shift, that first point, the puck hits your stick, your brain goes silent. And for once, you don't panic. The roar of the crowd when you don't screw it up. The bench erupts. You hear your name over the PA system. For a split second, everything slows down. And there it is, the moment. You skate back to the bench and a guy you grew up idolizing leans over, taps your shin pad and says, "Hell of a shift, kid." That one high five, it's worth the years of pain. The missed holidays, the broken bones, the nights you questioned everything. Because for 60 minutes, you're not a prospect, a placeholder, a press box regular. You're an NHL player. And that feeling, that rush, it's like nothing else on earth. It's a drug, and it hits deep. The lights, the noise, the pace, the pressure. You're in it, you're part of it, and the league feels real. Not as something that uses you, but something that includes you. You keep going because the kid in you still believes. The one who shot pucks at a garage door for hours. Who wore his favorite player's number until it peeled off. Who whispered, "One day," into the cold air after every driveway shootout. You keep going because of him. Because even after everything, the scratches, the send-downs, the disrespect, the fear, you made it. You are here. And maybe it's not pretty. Maybe it's not fair. Maybe it's barely sustainable. But it still means something. Because they can take your minutes. They can take your stall. They can even take your jersey. But they can't take this from you. You made it. No one can rewrite that. You've seen the grind. You've felt the cracks. Now here's the truth that every rookie lives. But few survive. Being a rookie in the NHL isn't just hard. It's brutal. You're overworked, underpaid, and one mistake away from vanishing into the waiver wire abyss. You're expected to perform like a veteran while being treated like a nuisance. You're not welcomed in the room. You're tolerated. You get treated like a burden until you prove you're a bargain. And even then, no one owes you a damn thing. You think your work ethic will save you? You think your numbers matter? You think the league rewards loyalty or effort? It doesn't. The NHL doesn't care how hard you work to get here, how many hours you spent alone on the ice, how many times you said no to normal life in pursuit of this insane dream. It only cares what you can do tonight. No security, no patience, no sympathy. Just contracts, cap hits, and a constant pipeline of 19-year-olds with fresh legs and cheaper deals, all waiting to take your job the second you flinch. The league will break your body, drain your confidence, and ship you out before your mail even arrives. And yet, you still show up. You block the shot. You take the hit. You carry the bags and tape your own sticks. You keep your mouth shut while getting stapled to the bench and praised for staying positive. You lace them up knowing full well, one off night and you're gone. One injury and you're forgotten. One unlucky bounce and your shot at everything you worked for just disappears. But you go anyway, because deep down, in the marrow of your bones, you still believe. Not in the league, not in the system, but in yourself. Because for one frozen moment, one whistle, one shift, you were here in the NHL, not dreaming it, living it. And they can take your ice time, they can take your stall, your gear, your name off the lineup card, but they'll never take that moment. Because for one night, even if the world forgets, you won't. You were a rookie. You were an underdog. And for that one shot in the show, you made it.